Welcome to the 2020 Pavement Management Program and East Bloomington Freeway Improvement Project Special Assessment Informational Presentation. If you're viewing the presentation online via the city website, you will notice there are 3 videos posted. The 3 videos will address the 3 following topics. Video number 1 discussing calculating adjusted front footage. The second video will discuss calculating assessments. And the third video will discuss assessment payment options. So I want to talk about assessment payment options at this point. There are 3 assessment payment options. The first option would be to pay the entire assessment in full prior to November 25th of 2020. If you choose to do this, there will be no interest applied to that assessment, and once paid in full, no further action will be needed, and you will see no further bills for that assessment. The second option would be to pay a portion of the assessment with a minimum of $100 up to the total amount of the assessment due, again, prior to November 25th. There would be no interest applied to any amount paid prior to November 25th. If there was a remaining balance, that would be automatically rolled onto your property taxes. The last option would be to not pay anything at this time, and then if no payment is received or only partial payment is received, the remaining balance will automatically be transferred onto your property tax statement after November 25th of 2020, and then the principal will be spread out evenly over 10 years. So the first time any balance that is transferred to the property tax statement, the first payment that you would see due would show up on your May 2021 property tax statement. It's important to note that any balance that is rolled onto your property tax statement is subject to an interest rate of 5%, which is applied annually to the declining balance. This interest rate is set by the bond market and what it costs for the city to sell bonds, to pay for the project, and also covers the administrative cost of selling those bonds. The remaining balance can be paid off at any time over those 10 years, but after November 25th, 2020, the only options for payment are to pay the amount due with your property tax statement or to pay off the entire assessment amount. No partial payments can be received after November 25th, 2020. So if you do choose to, for example, pay off the remaining balance after year 5, you could pay at that time, and then no additional interest would be applied for those 5 remaining years. The city does offer a hardship deferral program. It's important to point out that this is a deferral and not a forgiveness of the assessment. In order to qualify for the hardship deferral program, there are some criteria that must be met. The first is the applicant must be age 65 or older or retired by virtue of a permanent and total disability. The applicant's income must be below the very low limit set by the federal government. For this year, those limits are set at $36,200 or less for a single person, or $41,000 or less for 2 persons. The parcel subject to the assessment must be homesteaded, and its value must be less than the current average value of a single-family home in the city of Bloomington. And for this year, that is set at $313,100 or less. If you're interested in pursuing the hardship deferral program, you can contact the assessing division to determine your eligibility and more information. I would point out that if you do qualify for the hardship deferral program and your assessment is in deferral, interest is still applied annually to that balance, and that assessment becomes due when the ownership of the property changes or the applicant no longer meets all the criteria for the deferral. So if your income level exceeds the maximum threshold, at that point then the assessment would become due and would show up on your property taxes, or you would have the option to pay off in full or a portion prior to it being rolled onto your property taxes. And if not, it would be put onto your property taxes and spread out over 10 years as did the other assessments with your assessment roll. In conclusion, the public hearing for the assessment will be held on Monday, October 5th at the City Council meeting. The City Council meetings are being conducted virtually now due to the pandemic. It is a public hearing, so you're welcome to view and attend virtually and testify virtually. And for more information on how to participate or view the meeting, you can visit the Bloomington's website on the address posted on the screen here. If you have any assessment-related questions, feel free to contact myself, Brian Hansen, at the contact information listed on the screen. For any construction-related questions, please contact Cecilio Santana, who is the project engineer for both the 2020 PMP as well as the East Bloomington Freeway Improvement Project. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.